Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Easy Programming. I'm Naveen Mishra and I'll continue teaching you how to write and study C language. As in previous videos, I have told you topics related to arrays and pointers. I'll continue with the next topics that are structure and union. Before continuing my video, I would like or suggest you guys to please subscribe and share to my channel and like this video and share with your friends. Let's start with this video, easy programming. Uh, we'll start with structures. So first of all, let's understand what is the need of structure, why we need it. So to implement the real life problems and management problems in programming, you can use the structure. Now management situations like generally as a starter or in your college projects, you guys will be doing some management projects like bank management system, library management, school management, payroll management, hospital, hotel, where you have to record the data and then you have to use it to calculate salary, to calculate fine, to calculate marks. Okay, so in such cases you can use structures. In management systems, the entities about which you want to collect the information can be mentioned as structures. So if you are implementing a management system, then in management system definitely there will be entities and you can treat these entities as structure and implement it in a program. Let's understand this. uh, Suppose you are working in a school management system. Now in a school, the information about which you want to collect will be students, teachers, subjects, results and attendance. So these will be called as entities and you can create structures related to these. Similarly, in bank management system, accounts, customers, loans, employees, salaries will act as entities and you can treat them as structures. Similar to library, where you have to store the books information, members in your library, books issued, returned and categories of the books, and similar to hotel management systems. So these are the situations where you can treat these as entities and these entities can be recorded in a programming using structures. Okay, now every entity in a management system have their attributes. Like in student, if there is an entity of student, then you will store the information like roll number, name, address, gender and contact. These are called the attributes of an entities. And similarly, if your account is an entity and you will be recording these fields like account number, account holder name, balance, date of opening, rate of interest. In a book entity, these will be your attributes: ID, title, author, category and publisher. And if you are in a hotel management system, if the entity is room, then the attributes of the room will be these. Okay, now to manage such situations, it's better to use structures, and in object oriented programming these structures are converted into classes. So in a class or in a structure, you will record the attributes of the entities in the real world. Okay, so if you are implementing a large program, then it's better to study with structure and union and implement it with structure and unions. Okay, so let's start with structures. What are structures now? It is a user defined data type. As you guys have known in my earlier previous videos, I have explained your topic related to data types. Okay, so there are primary data types like int, char, float, double. Similar to that, we can create our own data type, like student is a data type, or account is a data type, or employee is a data type. So structures are user defined data type. It's a collection of heterogeneous data elements. Heterogeneous means different type of data elements. In comparison with array, which is a collection of homogeneous data elements, structures are collection of heterogeneous data elements. Okay, it is a collection of all related information under a single name. For example, roll number, name, address, contact, age, gender, all this related information of a student can be treated as a structure. To create a structure, you need a struct keyword. Okay, so the struct keyword is used to create a structure. Whatever the attributes of structures are must be placed inside these curly braces, and these curly braces ends with a curly braces semicolon. This curly braces semicolon represent the end of structure. Okay, so wherever you see curly braces with semicolon in a C language, most of the time it is a structure or a class. This is a syntax. So what you'll do is you will type struct, then write the name of the structure followed by curly braces. Inside the curly braces you will have your members, and you will end the structure using curly braces and a semicolon. So this is a syntax of structure, and let's study the example. Now if student is an entity, then the student entity will have attributes like roll number, name, marks, address, gender, and so on. So what I have done is I have created a structure of student, and I have placed all the attributes inside the structure like roll number, name, and marks. To reduce the size of my structure, I have used only 3 attributes. You can extend it and add more attributes to this structure. So for easiness purpose, we will use only 2 or 3 different attributes inside the structure. Okay. Now structure objects. Once you have created the structure, it is not enough if you want to use it in a programming, in the function, in the program. So in the program, you must create an object of your structure. Without creating an object, structure is of no use. So to allocate memory to your structure, you need a structure object. So you have to create a structure. Structures are used to instantiate the structure members. Now how will you declare the objects? Similar to creating a data type like int a, you can declare your structure. So what you'll do is write the structure name that you have previously created and then follow by the object name. Similar to like int a or character name or float age or char address 20, you can create example student s1. Student is the data type and s1 is the object, and same as record r1 and so on. The objects can be created at 2 stages. The structure objects can be created at 2 stages. One is during structure definition. So you are creating a structure here, and at the end of structure, before this semicolon, you can create the object of the structure. So S1 is the object here. You can do this using this method. You can create your structure, or you can do this. Inside the main function, you can create your structure object by using the structure name followed by the object name. So once you have created a structure, you must create the object of the structure. Now, how to assess the members of a structure? To call the members of a structure, you need a dot operator. So this is a syntax. You will follow object name dot member name, then equals to some value. Okay. Now generally all members of structure are publicly accessible, so there is no limit that which attribute or variable you can assess using object and which are not. So you can assess all the objects, all the variables in the structure. So how will you do it? Suppose you have created this structure student and you have created the object student s1. So what you will do is to assess these numbers, s1 dot roll number, s1 dot name, s1 dot marks. So when you have created the structure s1, let's say it has three attributes, roll number, name, and marks. So 3 blocks will be created. Since roll number is integer, so 4 bytes will be assessed by it. So 2002 to 2006 belongs to roll number. Then Adam, character name is a string of 20 characters. So from 2006 to 2026 will be allotted to name, and marks float take 4 bytes of memory. So 2026 to 2030 will be used by the marks. Okay. So to assess these values, or to put the values inside your structure members, you can use s1 dot and then followed by the attribute name. Okay. So this is how you can create a structure like you did this. Okay. Now first let's try to write the program first and then we'll study. So I'll create a new file here and I'll document my program to implement the structures. I'll declare a hash include stdio.h header file, then followed by the main function. Inside the main, before the main function, I will create a structure that is a global structure. So I'll use struct student followed by the curly braces and the structure using semicolon. Inside the structure, I'll declare a roll number, I'll declare the name of the student, and I'll declare a mark. So different data types I'm using inside the structure as members. Now to assess this structure, I'll declare an object here, student space s1. Then I'll say printf enter the student details. So first of all, I'll start with roll number. As the roll number, I use scanf %d comma ampersand. Now instead of a roll number, what I'll do is I'll use this object s1 dot. Now this Diff CPP will give you these list by default, so you can choose roll number from here and press a semicolon. Then I'll ask the name. I'll use again scanf, and this time I'll use %s comma and s1 dot name. Then I'll ask printf slash and total marks. I'll use again scanf %f this time for float comma ampersand s1 dot marks. So once reading these values, I can print the values printf slash and create a pattern here, student details, and I'll use another printf slash and roll number slash name and marks. Then I'll use printf slash n %d slash d %s slash d %f comma s1 dot roll number comma s1 dot name comma s1 dot marks. And I'll say return 0. Then I'll save this program structure. After saving, I'll compile my file. Problem here. So I have used n. Compile again, and there you go. So roll number is 12, name is Naveen, and marks is 44.5. These informations is shown to you here: roll number, name, and marks. Don't worry about the spaces. You can cover the spaces by introducing more slash n slash t. So I'll do this so that this problem is removed. Let's see. Tell mean, yeah, better. So roll number, name, and marks are printed to you. So this is a simple program of structure. Instead of creating the object here, what I can do is I can create the object here as well. I'll comment it and again compile and run my program. You see there's no difference. There's no difference. So you can create an object as per your requirement here or here. Okay. So this is how you can create a structure. You can create a structure, another structure by yourself. I'll do this for you guys as well. I can convert this student into a bank. Bank. So what I'll say is account number, name, and then balance. Enter the account details. I'll convert roll number with account number. Account number name will be as it is. Then balance, balance here. Then I'll say bank account details. Instead of roll number, I'll say account number. And instead of marks, I'll say balance. I'll print balance here, and I'll print a account number here. So I'll say structure 2.cpp and compile and run my file. So account number like 1001, name Adam, and balance like 4400 US dollars. So there you go. You can think of any situation and create the structure of it and implement your program. Okay, so let's get back to the theoretical part. Now what is the memory size of the structure? Like we know int takes 4 bytes of memory, character takes 1 byte of memory, float also takes 4 bytes, and double takes 8 bytes of memory. What is the memory size of a structure? So the sum of all members memory size is allotted to the structure object. Let's see. So we have created a structure here. We know roll number is integer, takes 4 bytes, character take 1 byte, so I am creating an array, so 1 multiplied by 20 bytes, then float will take 4 bytes, so total 28 bytes will be allotted to your object. So we can check it in a program. Here printf memory size of your structure object is comma size of s1. Let's see if it works. So 12, mean whatever I can put here, and you see here the memory size of your structure is 28. Here the memory size is 28. So actually it is doing the same thing that I'm showing you here. So this is the memory size of the structure. Now there are some small topics like putting an array inside the structure. We are doing it in the previous program, like you see here. When we create a structure, we are creating an array of characters here. So this is a topic of array inside the structures. You can create another array if you like you can have int list of marks in 5 subjects, and you can create an array of 5 and put all the marks here. So you can do this as well. As I in this videos I will make a shorter program, so I don't have to do this, you guys can do it by yourself. Okay, so this is an array inside the structure. Now the important topic is array of structure. This is where structure is very useful for you guys, because generally when you create a program of student or you create a program of bank, you will not be recording the information of a single account or a single student. So you would like to have the information of multiple students or multiple bank accounts. In such cases you can create an array. So I can do this. So how I'll do this is I'll write it here. So I'll remove this s1, and instead of creating a single object I'll create 3 objects. And just a second, I should have written bank here, and I'll ask enter the account details of 3 customers. I'll stop here. I'll use a variable int I. I'll start a for loop. And then I will use printf, and I'll copy this whole code inside this for loop, and will replace my 1 with index I here as well and here as well. Okay, so this will occur, this will happen 3 times, and again I can use loop here as well. Like I'll copy this code and save my time, and I can do this, and here I can replace this one with index. Okay, so this will be very useful, and you can store the information of 3 objects. You can create as many as you like. Let's try to compile and run this file first. So let's say account number 1001 really belongs to Naveen with a balance of 4500. Then next account number is 1002. 102 belongs to Adam and have 3500. Now the next account belongs to Patricia and balance is 6000. And you see here you can record multiple information of multiple accounts information. Now you can make it dynamic by using the malloc functions, and implement it dynamically, that as per the requirement we can add or remove a customer account from here. Okay, so you can do this as well. So structures are very useful. Array of structures are very useful in implementing large programs. Okay, now nesting of structure. So what you guys can do is you can have a structure object as your member. It is very useful in storing data of a record where we want to separate specific information from the one structure. Here, I want to store the date of birth of the account person as well. So instead of doing int dd mm and yy, what I can do is I can put it inside a different structure. So I'll create another structure here, struct dob, and we'll have the information values here. Okay, and I'll call the object here like dob d1. Okay, and when I'm reading the information, I can read the date of birth like printf, enter the date of birth in a format like dd, then then yy. So let's see, scanf %d 3 times %d for date, month and year, comma si dot dd, comma d1 dot. So I have to go further, then again comma and si dot d1 dot comma and si dot d1 dot yy. So I can have the date of birth information as well, and here I can add another information like some space for date of birth, and here I'll place a slash t, and I'll say %d, then hyphen, then %d, then hyphen %d, and I'll say comma si dot d1 dot dd. I'll save my time and again place a comma, and I'll say comma, and I'll paste it, and I'll say yy. So date, month and year information can be stored here as well. So let's compile and run this file. Account number, name, date of birth like 15/08/1986, then balance, next account belong to Adam, like 29/09/1999. I can put a balance value here, and I'll create another account. I'll pass the date of birth like 08 11 2011. Balance here as well, I can put any value. So there you go, this date of birth information can also be stored here. Okay, so you can place a structure inside structure, or you go nesting of structure. So this is, I have done it for you guys and referred it in this way here. So I have created a separate structure date of birth and call this date of birth inside the structure student. When I'm assessing this student s1, I'm using s1.d1.dd. In this program I'm using si because I'm creating a multiple accounts. Okay, so this can be done in a in simple way. And the same topic like nesting of structures can also be implemented using structure within structure. So instead of creating structure outside the structure, you can create a structure inside as well. So what I can do is I can place this structure, sorry for that, I can place this structure here, and I have to create the object here. So this will not change anything and your program will work. Okay, so this is same, no difference. Okay, I'll save my some time. I'll put some invalid values. So there you go, there's no different, the same thing is working. So you can create a structure within structure, or you can call one structure from other structures. So both these things will work. I should have deleted it. So both of the things can work. you can choose according to your comfort zone. Okay, so this is the same thing. Now after doing the structure, we can create a union. Similar to structure, you can create a union object as well, or you can create a union data type as well. There's no much difference between structure and union. The only difference between a structure and union is that your union conserves a memory space. Okay, by allocating memory to only one block. Unions provide an efficient way of using the same memory location for multiple purposes. So instead of giving separate memory locations to roll number, name, marks, or account number, name, balance, the highest memory size will be picked and the memory is allotted to that size. Okay. To create a union data type, you will use a union keyword. Rest is same, there is no change. I have just changed the structure to union. Okay. Now let's study about memory allocation to union data type. A union object is created in the same way as a structure. Union is created in the same way as a structure. Now what is the difference? The difference comes here. Now, as you guys know, int takes 4 bytes, char take 1 byte, so 20 bytes are here, float takes 4 bytes of memory. The structure was adding all these memory sizes and allocating it, but whereas union will conserve only one value. That is the highest memory size, which is 20 bytes, will be allotted to your object S1. Okay, and you can put the values in the same way as well using dot operator, but only one value can be picked at a time. Let me show you that how it will work. So I'll copy this code in a new file and I'll say union. Let's try to do this. I'll convert this structure to union. I don't have to do anything extra. That's it. It should work. Let's see. Roll number, name, and marks. As you guys are seeing, the wrong values are shown here. Like this roll number is not valid. I have placed 1001, but this is wrong. And again, this value is wrong, but this value is right. Because what a union is doing is it is using only one block, that is 20 bytes. When I use this line union, store this 1004 in this memory block. But when I have entered this new information Naveen, it has deleted the old information 1001 and placed this Naveen information there. The next time again I have put a marks 239.4, so it has deleted the Naveen old value and introduced the new value 239.4. So in union you can only access one value at a time. Let me make some changes in the program so that you guys can understand it better. I will print the value alongside. So what I'll do is printf student name equals to student, roll number equals to %d comma s1 dot, copy this code, and after reading the scanf I will print these values. This code is not working, so I'll not use. I have to change this roll number to like marks, and here I'll say student name, and I will print name here. Let's try to compile and run the file again. Now first of all, roll number is asked. I have passed 1001, and you can see now the student roll number is printing perfectly. And when I am entering new value Naveen, this just a second, I made a mistake. So yeah, I have to place a percentage here. I will recompile and run my file. Let's say roll number is 1, name is Naveen, and there you go, the information is being showed to you correctly. This is because you can only use one variable, one member at a time, and cannot access all the memory blocks at the same time, because only one block is allotted memory. So you have to do that. Now you see here the union object is printing the value 20, structure object. This is because this line memory size of your union object. Okay, so union is conserving the memory space and allocating the max memory size to whatever value you have in the union. So So union object is taking the higher memory size. So this is the only major difference between a structure and union. Unions are used very less in the programming. Most of the times we implement structures, but after the concept of object-oriented programming, structures and unions have taken a back seat and classes and objects are used. Okay. Now, in a theoretical exams for BCA, BSCIT, BTech, PGDCA, MCA students, 2 marks question or 5 marks question can come related to the difference between the array and structure. So I have written this here. So let's study this. Array is a collection of homogeneous data elements like same data type, whereas structure is a collection of heterogeneous data elements. So if we are declaring an array like int a10, all the array elements are of integer data type, whereas in structure you can put any data type in the structure. We don't have to use the array keyword, whereas in structure we have to use the struct keyword. Here the elements are stored in contiguous memory location like 2002 to 2006 roll number, then 2006 to 2026 name, then 2026 to 2030 for marks. But I made a mistake here. Elements may or may not be stored in contiguous memory location. The thing I was explaining you earlier is for structure. If you have the space 20 memories bytes consecutively available to you, then it will give you that memory location, and if you do not have the consecutive memory locations, then it may change the memory location at separate places, but memory will be allotted. But this will not be the case with the arrays. So arrays will always be stored in a contiguous memory location, like A0, A1, A2, A3, A4 will be followed in a sequence like a chain. You cannot create an array of object, whereas you can create an array object of structures. Array is a derived data type and structure is a user defined data type. Here memory allocation is static in array, whereas memory allocation is dynamic in structures. Array accessing is faster and easier. Arrays are easier as compared to structures where you have to use the dot operator. Now this is a syntax and example that can be included inside the difference of arrays and structures. Similar to that, there's another topic, difference between a structure and a union. So as you guys know, we use struct keyword in structure and we use union keyword in union. The size of structure is the sum of all members memory size, whereas in union the highest memory size is selected and is given to the union object. Each member has a unique memory address. Here they share the memory address. Individual member values can be changed and altered, but it is not possible in union, as we have shown in the program. Individual members can be accessed at a time, cannot be accessed. Only one member can be accessed. So this is the same thing, and we have done the syntax and example. We have to only change the keyword from structure to union to create a union. So in some cases, or in the most of the cases, structures are better option than the union. Okay, so this is the end of the video here. I hope you guys would like this video, and if you like this video, please share and subscribe to my channel, Easy Programming. See you guys in the next video. Cheers.